Hello, stamping friends. This is Jenny from Celebrate the Journey, and it's Wednesday night. And surprisingly, I think I'm on, and it's Wednesday night, the right page. Surprisingly, I think I'm on, and it's Wednesday night, the right page. Surprisingly, I think I'm on, it's Wednesday night, the right page. Surprisingly. Except I had the sound on my laptop, so I'm sorry you had to hear that. Monday, I couldn't figure out what I was doing wrong, and it was because I was on my personal page. But you know what? That was okay. Some of my friends that don't necessarily stamp or enjoy stamping got to enjoy watching me make a card. And those of you that are always with us had no idea where I was, but that's okay. I downloaded the video and moved it over to Celebrate the Journey page. Well, you know, this is that changeover time for Stampin' Up. We're losing some stamps and we're gaining new stamps, and we're gaining new colors and new papers and so many things. Thank you, Karen and Jamie and Kay, for letting me know that I'm on the right page today. So, you know, those of us that have all these stamps, we feel like, oh, maybe I haven't shown that stamp enough love. And that there's some that we've used over and over and over and worn completely out, and some we haven't. I think I've gotten my money's worth out of Daffodil Daydream, but when I was looking at it, I thought, well, I could still use this one more time. And it might be one that I keep. I'm not real sure. Now, we traditionally think of daffodils as yellow or white, like narcissus, a light yellow, some of the orangey colors. Well, you know that yellows and the light yellow goes with everything. It goes with red, blue, green, purple, pink. So you can switch up the card by just changing the colors. And that's what we're going to do tonight. I just realized I don't have a card base, so let me go get one. Now we're ready. So, you know, Wednesday's the day we run errands, and I'm always a little worn out at the end of the day, but I'm not doing too bad today. So we're going to use Daffodil Daydream. I'm going to use Thinking of You from the Go-To Greetings. And then I'm going to use this Fancy Frames die. And we're going to make a little frame to go with our card. After we make the card, then I'll show you some other color combinations of using the Daffodil Daydreams. Don't think I need this here anymore. Well, now tonight we're going to use Orchid Oasis. I've just cut that 4 by 5 1/4, and then this is 1/8 of an inch more border of soft sea foam, and that will go on there. Then we're going to use, oh, don't cry, shimmer white paper. It's retiring and it's sold out. If you need any, let me know. I have some. I don't think I'll ever let go of this. I'm going to certainly use it because I love the fact that it's got the glitter already embedded in it, and it's perfect for watercoloring and using your blends. So, sorry, we're going to keep using it. So let's go ahead and put this on. I wonder which side I should use. I don't know. This is simpler. Let's use this side and we'll see. Oh, you planted flowers today, Jamie? Good for you. You know, It's going to be 80 supposedly next week, but it snowed yesterday. So it's a little soon for us to consider planting anything because you never know what's going to happen. We might have one more snow on the next couple days. We'll go ahead and put this on our card base and we'll get that out of the way. So what kind of flowers did you plant? Did you plant some bulbs or pansies? I don't know what people plant anymore. We only plant in pots because the ground is so hard in Colorado. All right, we'll put that to the side. We've got that part taken care of. Now we're going to make our frame with some Orchid Oasis. So this is just going to be color on color. We're going to put some adhesive sheet on here. Never sure which side. There we go. I love these adhesive sheets, and they work so well for detailed dies. And this was a scrap piece, but apparently, luckily, it was just about right here for this frame. So it's worth keeping those scraps, isn't it? And we'll run this through the cut and emboss machine. Now I was just looking, if you had some of that ombre glimmer paper, you could use that for the frame. That'd be pretty fancy, wouldn't it? Because it came in this orchid color. I am busily trying to use up my papers before I get new ones. These are called fancy frames, Jamie. I think that's what it's called. And there's two. This one that's got the little leaves, and then this one that's swirly dies, swirly pieces with an opening. And I think they're standalones. They don't necessarily go with a stamp set. So we'll poke all our pieces out. This one actually, it comes out pretty quick, easy, even with the adhesive sheet on it. Because they're pretty big pieces that just pop right out. Oops, there's a piece of the background. I've never been a purple person. Maybe I have a couple purple things. You know, I tend to gravitate towards blue. I think that's my favorite color. But I do love this Orchid Oasis. So the other thing I love is pajamas. I like nightgowns, but I don't like those short ones. I like them longer. And it's hard for me to find some that I like. Well, when we went to Walmart today and I walked by, there was a nightgown. It was Orchid Oasis, and it was long. And I thought, okay, that's my nightgown, because I have some that are really ratty. I'm sure we all do. So I was excited to get an orchid. Oh, they had other colors, but I peeked around and I thought, well, I think purple will be just fine. And all the color refresh, we've been talking about how I don't know the new colors. I don't know their names by heart. But everybody says now that they've seen them, when they go to the store, they see them all in the store. Old Navy has t-shirts of all the new in colors. And so, you know, we all are being brainwashed by the color mafia. Is there such a thing? You know, they do research and know what's trendy for the upcoming years, and everybody, they belong to like a group that predicts colors, and so that's how we've got our new colors coming, and I think you're going to love them. There's one called Pebbled Path that's really a pretty gray, brown, rocky color. Moody Mauve is real pretty, but I don't remember the others. I know I love soft, comfortable nightgowns, Karen, but, you know, after a while, it's time, you know. And we'll try to get this on here as good as we can. It will. There we go. I like that tone on tone. And that adhesive just sticks that on there and you don't have any glue residue. That's what's pretty cool. Now we're ready for our daffodil. Now we're going to use the shimmer white. We're going to stamp the larger daffodil image. See, I think it'll fit there. And we'll use Memento Black. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way. Those big blocks, sometimes it's easier to ink them upside down. Robert said, now I'm going to get nightgown ads on Facebook. Do you know that we were laughing about this? Because you guys commented on my fingernails, my Facebook is full of fingernail ads. You know, the press-on nails, this fingernail polish, that. I'm like, oh my gosh. I thought maybe I could talk about something else and see what would show up. You never know. So we're gonna do a traditional kind of yellow daffodil with the orange center part. And I'm going to use light Calypso coral. And we're just going to go around the fluffy edges. I'm glad, Vicki, you got this out. This is a perfect springtime. And you know what I like is that it's got the Mother's Day sentiments. We like to, and what, Mother's Day and Easter, right? So if you needed an Easter card, this is one of our Easter sentiments. Now I'm going to use pale papaya, dark pale papaya, for the rest of the center part. It's going to blend that coral into a really pretty shade. And see how it makes the daffodil look so real? Don't be afraid to mix your colors. And now we're going to just use some of our yellow. We'll do a little of dark daffodil for some highlight areas. I love daffodils and tulips. I think they're my favorite of the springtime flowers. In the winter, I like amaryllis for Christmas, and then they'll come back if you plant them in your yard, if you live in an area that will support them. And what else? There's not too many winter flowers, are there? Our Christmas cactuses. Everything else is more spring and summer. We're just adding that for some darkness. Now we're going to add some saffron. We'll see if we need more yellow. And I think saffron is retiring, so if that's a color you like, go ahead and get it. I actually feel so confused about the colors that are retiring, the colors that are coming. We all have to deal with change, but we'll get there sooner or later. I got my catalog yesterday, and I will tell you, Vicki, I have not opened it yet. I just laid it on the table, took a picture of it, and let it sit there. Maybe tonight. I like to be able to mark in it and mark whether I have that stamp set or want it. Let's see, we're going to add a little bit of light Daffodil Delight, just a little more brightness. And then for the leaves, I'm only going to use soft sea foam. I could use some succulent, but I think since I used soft sea foam here, that I'm just going to go with the light and dark soft sea foam. We'll just add some color here. We'll blend it in as once we get our lighter blends out. And for those of you that haven't seen the new catalog, what are you hoping we'll get besides new colors? Because new colors are always good. Oh, it's going to rain this weekend. It better not rain here because we've had enough bad weather. I'm ready for some pretty sunny weather. You know, my wish every year is a new yellow. I like Daffodil Delight. I like Daffodil Delight cardstock and blends, but I don't like Daffodil Delight ink pad. It seems muddy to me. And guess what? We have a new yellow. It's called Lemon Lolly, and I think I'm going to like it. Years ago, we had Yo-Yo Yellow, and I was so sorry when it retired. But I think I'll be happy with Lemon Lolly, and I think it would be really pretty with this set to just have the little center part yellow and the petals white, you know, like a narcissus. So we'll have to see. Now we're ready to die cut this, and we'll run that through the cut and emboss machine. It's funny how they come up with the names Lemon Lolly, Orchid Oasis, and they have to be an alliteration. Is that the word? They're not always on point, but pretty close. Polished pink. What? Daffodil. What's this one? So Saffron and Daffodil Delight. Yeah. Gotta have those letters. Now there's our sparkly daffodils. If you want, you can double cut these and make them be three-dimensional. They really look pretty cool that way. But I'm not going to do that. I hope you can't hear Robert yelling. He's talking on the phone. I think he thinks he has to holler at people. Now we're going to use Thinking of You for a sentiment. We'll go ahead and do that. And we'll die cut that. I hope everybody's catalog arrives tomorrow that's expecting one. That's my wish for you. If not, you need to move to Colorado. The catalogs arrive earlier. Your orders arrive earlier. It costs more to live here, but that you still get a catalog early, so there you go. Depends on what makes you happy. Now, I would usually do my sentiment on Whisper White, but since I had this here and I knew that I wouldn't be able to use all that edge part, I decided it could be with the shimmer white. I think that's certainly fine. Now, even though this has glitter already embedded in it, we're going to add a little more Week of Stella because we can. That's lots of shiny glitter. And we'll just do it on the flowers like they have dew on them. Now we'll add this to our card front. Isn't that pretty? Purple and yellow. I think that's lovely. And we'll add that with dimensionals. And I think double cutting that would be really special. If you do that, you don't have to necessarily color the bottom layer quite so much, just around the edges. And putting this on with dimensionals just gives a little pop. And they're not too much. They won't keep you from being able to mail your cards. Isn't that pretty? And then we're going to put this here, so we won't need dimensionals. We'll kind of straddle that, like here, here, and then a small one here, and that will keep it level. I want it off-centered, not too matchy-matchy. We don't want to, must be a dimensional stuck down there. And this is all the Orchid Oasis ribbon I have left. I guess I need to put that on my wish list. But we're going to put a little ribbon on here before we put this down. And we'll just get a couple dots. And see where we want that maybe. I see people do this. They just whip those little bows out and stick it on there, and I don't know how they know how to do it. Maybe it's camera photography tricks. That looks pretty good. I'll trim that. We can always trim it again if we need to. Oh, thanks, Anne and Pam. Thanks for joining us. Well, I think everybody needs this frame set. It's a good one. It's a keeper. I like frames. And when we see the other cards I've made, you'll see why I say that, because it just makes a little difference on your cards. Now we're just going to add these iridescent rhinestones because they pick up the color. Whatever card you're making, they pick up that color. They're kind of like day glow. I don't know. See how they have that pink and purple and yellow. So if you put them next to blue, they're going to pick up that blue color. That's just the way they work. And I love them. Just add these little blingy things on here and make our card shiny. I think we'll put one more down here. Here. There we go. If you haven't bought any of these little envelopes, they're called postage envelopes from Amazon. They work great for our bling. Okay, so here's our card for tonight, made with Orchid Oasis, the traditional yellow colors. But of course, I said I was trying to make it with other color combinations. And I made this one. You know I'm a blue and yellow girl. I love blue and yellow together. It's one of my favorites. So this is Pool Party, I believe. And then Daffodil Delight. And it's Mother's Day. I thought that came out pretty. And then this is why having frames, it just makes everything different. This is stitched, the scallop contours. So that's one. Here's another gingham This time I used the other stamp set that just had one daffodil. I cut out 2 of them and layered them. This is soft sea foam, I guess, with pale papaya. Kind of came out pretty with the little butterflies. You know, I'm sorry, but pale polished pink is going away. And I made this one. I love this. Look at that glitter with polished pink. But guess what? This is Sweet Sorbet glimmer paper. But I thought it really popped with this. And daffodils can have that pink color. So this is polished pink and pale papaya. And then this has some of the soft succulent to darken the green part. So each one is different because you chose a different color palette. And I do, like you said, Vicki, I like the tone on tone. I think this is a little more appropriate for a thinking of you card. You don't want it, it's flashy because it's got the glitter, but it's not too flashy. So it comes out pretty. This is just soft and subtle for Mother's Day. This can be anything. I didn't put a sentiment on it. But I just thought that came out pretty with the Sweet Sorbet and the polished pink. And I love this. I loved them all, and I hope you did too. Let me know which one was your favorite. Leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me tonight, and I will see you next week. Don't forget to put on your calendar April 15th over on Crazy Crafters. We're going to do showing you how to use things like your daffodils with the new colors. So it might be the pretty piggy with the new color, the little piggy, or ocean front with the new colors. It's a mashup. That's what we said. It will be a little bit of everything. So put that on your calendar for next Saturday. And of course the reruns will be there for you to watch at your leisure. So I will see you next week. Thanks for joining me tonight. Bye.